Do a real quick unboxing to say thank you to a couple of people that sent me some gifts. The first one is from Papa BO2 on YouTube. Bought some bees from him back in the summer, and I think he liked them. He sent me some preserves and some salsa. Thank you, Papa BO2. I'm gonna link these guys' channels below. I think he liked the bees. This pepper's got fire blowing out his behind, so he may be getting back at me for something. Next one is Chris Kinzer out of Tennessee. I think I know what this is. I don't know 100%, but I know he makes his own hive tools, hand-forged hive tools. Yeah, that's what I was hoping for. Got DR stamped in it. J-hook. I don't think you can probably see the profile on that from here. Sharp profile. Thin hook. I like this. I would tell you about it, but I'll just say go watch his video. I'll put it in the description. Thank you, Chris. Thank you, Papa B. Number 3 is from Randy Sturgeon, a Facebook friend, sending me some of his honey for this season in appreciation for kind of helping walk him through. S&C Heavenly Hives. Much appreciated, buddy. Glad you did good.
That's a pretty cool thing.
Yeah, it's a hive tool. Hand forged out of square stock.
I like that.
Headed for hive number 2. We skipped yesterday just because let some of the soreness go away. Today is going to be part 2 of the twin hive removal, or hot rain as you may know it. I had to stop in Super C here and get my breakfast. This is my favorite breakfast spot. So now I got my cheese grits and my chicken strips. It's time to get it on. Labor Day weekend's coming up. My wife tells me that's the last weekend of summer. I'm all for that. As we enter the death zone. Y'all probably can't see nothing for these receipt books and stuff on my dash. Whatever. Some of you will remember this park, maybe not by sight, but when I tell you where I'm at, you'll know exactly. Right between those two cottages right there used to sit a mobile home. That particular mobile home had the first giant yellow jacket nest that I ever fooled with. At that point in my life, I didn't know much about yellow jackets. I wasn't aware that their venom was different than honeybees, and that all led into some little bit of getting sick and learning some good hard lessons. But it made a good video. So that's where that giant yellow jacket nest was. There's a bunch of nosy people in here. I tell you, I've been sitting here eating breakfast. Everybody drives by or walks by stops and looks. I don't know if maybe they know there's a beehive in there and they're wondering what I'm doing over here. We got power and tools, we got smoke, and I want to show you my hat. This was a brand new hat before I did the job the other day. I was filthy when I finished this thing up. Probably the same today. I'm not having to lay directly under. Last one was right there and I had to lay directly under the hive. There wasn't any way around it. This one right here, I'm kind of off to the side a little bit. Might not be as bad, but it's still honey loaded, and it's going to be running down on me anyway, so I'm going to be dirty again when I get done with this one. That's all right though. Get the job done. Dirty jobs. This hive here might not be as wet as that last one. All these front combs look fairly empty. I don't know if that's because of the hive being open and they've moved it, or if it was like that when I opened it. I didn't really pay that much attention to it. I can't remember if I could even see that. It might have been covered with bees at that point, and they may be more protecting the brood now that it's wide open. Not real sure, but there's a lot of bees in here. This one is going to be a lot cleaner for me. I'm going to start up here on the front. I don't like to run the bees back because they run back into that insulation and pile up in the back. And I'll be reaching back past that frame rail to vacuum them. But that's all right too. I can reach it. It's just I'd rather have them out front here, but you know, either way, whichever way is easier for me. It's going to be easier to start up here on these dry combs, run some bees off of it. Can't even tell that they're really all that dry, but the bottoms are certainly open. And there's one we did before this one. I don't have my vacuum set up yet, so I'm gonna start off with smoke, and I'm just gonna run bees back I don't care that they pile up back here, that's fine. The more I can get them to pile up, the easier they'll be to vac. But I'll run them off of these combs and start cutting these combs. That'll be my first move. I got a little bit of room to work on this one, so I'm not having to bust combs as bad. I can reach up in there with a nail bar and hook over the top of that comb and wiggle back and forth and cut it. If there's honey in the top of it, I'll cause it to leak, but at least I'm not having to break a comb open like I am if they're built tight against the framing. And this is what's piling up out front because I'm laying here in their way. They're not used to me being in their entrance, so they're not wanting to come in. These are all forage bees trying to get back into the hive. I gotta design me a veil I can lay down and work in. This thing's round all the way around. It pushes it up off of your face. You gotta constantly be adjusting it. And here's my viewpoint. This is what I'm seeing as I'm laying under here. I got my phone practically laying on my face. This is what I can see. Hear how they're starting to quiet down a little bit. They're running back towards the back. There's less bees up here fanning. First comb's out. Got a little bit in the bottom of a few cells.
Morning, son.
Morning.
I think I paid $2 for it at that flea market in Hamburg time when that goes through.
Oh yeah.
It looked good in there.
Do y'all have another flea market to do or something?
Yeah, coming up in next month, I think. I'm trying to have that cream honey done so we can take that too.
I think it's a little bigger, but it looks like it's not quite as wet. But the honey that's in it's not dried down as much either. I got pictures. Yeah, no. See the honey running out of it? Yes. I'm taking another bath in it today. Now I got the bucket as close as I can get it. There's a lot of honey in it. I thought we had a bunch of red propolis under here, but it's the glue from when they put this thing together. Well, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 combs out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Still in the big slabs of honey, and I'm about to have to take a break. I gotta take a break and wash this hood off because honey's getting in my eyes again and that show burns. I'm not going hungry out here. There's stuff running in my mouth. All right, we
Morning.
got your stool. Where'd you get that stool?
I bought it at the flea market for $2.
Oh,
It's a good one though.
it looks like a sample.
It is.
It's a stool sample.
They sell them at Walmart, I found out.
Washed my hood off. Got some fresh water. Clean bucket. Just where we left off, but the bees have come in here and cleaned up all those cut edges so I don't have honey running in my face right now. It was a little drip, but I think that was wax. Got bees starting to pile up because they don't have as much comb to congregate on, or to spread out on, rather. They're congregating in one spot, but I ain't gonna vac just yet. These honeycombs right here at the front, I'm gonna start smoking again, get the bees off of those, especially that one big piece right there. I'm gonna go ahead and cut it out, and that one over there. I'm gonna run them back as much as I can, cut what I can, and pretty soon, by the time I take these two out, I can leave them alone for a few minutes. They'll be piled right there, just be hanging. Right now they're hiding up in the frame space back like there, and there still will be when I get through with all this. So I'll be able to vac bunches at a time. Probably won't spot the queen until like last time when we put them in a hive. Then I can go in and grab her. I don't worry too much about trying to find her on a job. When I do, it's fun. It's fun for the video, fun for me. But as long as I get her, that's all I care about. I got the honeycombs in here with me. I'm passing the brood combs out to him as I cut them out. Cutting the whole comb section out at this point, and then shaving the honey off of it after I get it down, trying to reduce the amount of rain on my face. I still got some brood comb in here. You got room for more? I'm not at the back of it yet. There's a freshly stuffed smoker if you want it, and if you don't, I'm fixing to grab the vac hose for you.
I'm gonna leave them alone because they're settled in right there. Reach that hose.
Got the biggest part of it out, and right there it gets complicated. Turn sideways again, right at the frame rail, so you can tell how far in we're, what, 36 inches in, and now we're turning sideways again. We just keep going and going. I got to be getting close to the end of it, but oh no, we ain't coming back. We're gonna finish this today.
Okay. I had to get this stuff warm so they could get it put in frames. He's got my rubber bands.
We're about 5 foot in now. I'm seeing the end of it. But dude, look at the bees clustered back behind there. Right now I'm at a point where I can't hardly reach it anymore unless I go on the other side of the frame rail and cut Some more belly cloth and insulation. I don't feel like dropping all that crap in my face. So what I'm gonna do is slide a piece of vinyl skirting up in there under this to catch it. Just cut it off, let it fall on it, and pull it back out. Drag it out. Okay, that piece was not the back of the hive, but you can see the back of the hive from here. You can see my house from here. You can see the back of the hive from here. And you can see all the bees that I've been running back with smoke are piled up back there. I think there's one more comb behind this one. Not because I can see anything, but because of how thick this one is with honey, and usually they taper down to empty combs going towards the back. I'll tell you what's fun right now. You see that crowd of bees behind me? I had to take my veil off and move my work platform, flip around so I could reach up in there forward to get to anything, because I was contorting and back diving to reach. Anyway, because of where I'm sitting, the back of my neck's become a landing zone. Imagine how comfortable that is. Every few seconds you feel something. I've been letting them move up front a little bit more. I'm fixing to start vacuuming. Got a good group standing in line waiting on the ride. Alright, we're done for the day. This is a box we just dumped. That's the ones I missed the dump on. Brood up top, empty box on the bottom, feeder up top. Yellow jacket enjoying what got spilled. These are the ones from Monday. We just released them. Same thing, brood up top, empty on the bottom. They've been through one feeder jar already. We just put another feeder jar on them. They seem to be doing quite well. And this is the brood combs and trash comb we didn't use. My hair and my clothes are honey saturated. I'm going home to get cleaned up. It's rare that I worry about overloading the bee vac. Today was one of those days. I was not sure I should break that into two because I don't want to overheat them. But I fed them all in one vac. They did all right, but that was a big hive. It ended up being 6 foot long and honey loaded. 2 5-gallon buckets worth of honey, of comb honey. Once I get it crushed down, it'll be 5 gallons, maybe 6 gallons, maybe.
Wow. That's a lot of honey.
Yeah, it is.
It's hot out here, folks, but this beekeeping show is fun.
Yeah. No.
Trigger. Come on, boy. Come on.